everyone. This is part of a thread. This thread is Tell Me Your Scary Doll Story. It's not necessarily related to the actual toy, but when I was little, I had a really nice modern dollhouse that consisted of room cubes you could stack in different arrangements. Just looked it up, and it was actually the Laura Ashley set like this one. I had multiple room cubes in the picture, so I could stack it taller than myself at the time. I'm autistic and never actually played dolls with the house. I spent more time rearranging the cubes and furniture than anything. My room as a kid always felt off. I never felt comfortable in there, and it was the center of family ghost stories dating back before I was even born. Both my older sisters had the room before me and hated it so much that they moved into the loft space of our house. There's nothing really wrong with it. It got direct sunlight, had 2 large windows, walls were sage green, and my mom decorated it a fairy theme. It just always felt cold and suffocating. Back to the dollhouse. I had it stacked tall and therefore couldn't see behind it as I was sitting on the floor. Then all of a sudden, I just felt this really foreboding presence on the other side of the dollhouse, just like a sense that someone had entered my space. I was too scared to look up and see if there was someone standing there looking down at me from over the dollhouse, so I kind of put my head into the kitchen cube and looked through the window. Okay. What I saw was a child's hand at the bottom of the dress. The child's hand was either black or biracial skin tone. My family is white. From the orientation, she indeed would have been standing on the other side of the dollhouse, looking down at me from over on top of it. I remember just feeling completely frozen. I didn't want to look up to see her, and for some reason, I just didn't want to see her face. So I closed my eyes and literally backed out of my room. As soon as I was in the hallway, I bolted straight to my mom, who said, "Just saw something, didn't you? If you don't want to see them anymore, you don't have to." So that day, I made my decision not to see them anymore. I don't know how, it just kind of stopped happening. Okay, why would you put your child in a room that you know is haunted?
Yeah, right?
First if you don't want to see them anymore, just don't.
Yeah, just tell them to stop. I don't think ghosts are that...
What was that?
I don't think ghosts are, like, that forgiving. I mean, I don't know, some are, maybe. You're just like, hey, can you not do that?
Hey, I don't like that.
But I'm just thinking about playing with dollhouses when I was a kid, and I am trying to imagine. All I'm seeing is, like, The Conjuring, scenes from The Conjuring, or if you've ever seen The Boogeyman, like the 2005 version.
Yeah.
That was, like, the first scary movie I ever watched.
Yeah.
And it was so fucking terrifying to me. I was, like, 6 years old.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't have been watching it. But there's that scene at the very beginning of the movie where he has the boogeyman doll on his dresser, and he's laying in bed, and he looks up, and he has, first of all, who the fuck does this? Has a chair in the middle of his room with clothes piled on it as if somebody's sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
Who does that right in the middle of the room?
Not me after seeing that movie.
Yeah. Not me in the first place. That's scary as fucking... somebody's sitting there watching me sleep, like... But he looks over, and it moves. Mm-hmm. And then he turns his light on, and it's just closed. And then he turns his light off, and he looks over, and it stands up. Mm-hmm. And he turns his light off, and they drop to the ground. And then he has to hide his doll, because he gets all freaked out, because it starts walking closer. But...
There's nowhere I could hide that doll that would make me feel better.
No, I'd get rid of it.
Oh, I would put it in the backup closet. No.
Yeah, I used to really like dolls when I was a kid, but... porcelain dolls always scared the fuck out of me, which is funny because now I love them.
Yeah.
But my dad thought he could buy me off by my love when I was a child.
Yeah.
But he showed up to my birthday dinner when I was a child at the Magic Time Machine, and he was late to my birthday dinner, and he shows up in his car, and he opens up the trunk, and there's like a line of porcelain limited edition Disney dolls.
Okay.
And I was like, what do I do with these?
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't open them because one day they'll be worth money.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a child, don't understand that concept. So my mom puts them at the top of my closet, and they stayed up there because they also freaked me out. Mm-hmm. And I think we donated them. Yeah. Or something.
That was my next question. I was like, are they worth some money?
No idea where they're at. So. But anyway, going back to the story.
I loved my porcelain dolls. I just thought they were so beautiful. My brother thought they were super creepy. I'll send you a picture to put here of me and my porcelain doll. I'm pretty sure I still have her at my mom's house.
That's so cute.
Yep. I understand why they would be creepy. They're a bit unsettling.
Yeah.
But I like unsettling things.
But seeing this, okay, you're a child. Let's also put on our imagining hats again. Okay, you're a child. You're in your child's bedroom. You're in your childhood bedroom.
Yeah.
You're playing with your dollhouse, and you think something's on the other side, and you look through. You don't even get a full view. You look through one of the windows, and you just see a hand.
I would have also closed my eyes and then just slowly walked back.
And peed myself. Probably.
Yeah.
Not probably. Definitely.
There would be pee all over the floor.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've ever experienced anything like that. And I'm like, no.
No.
I don't really have any I mean, my aunt's house that I grew up going to was built in the late 1800s, and it was like a super beautiful old Victorian home, and I love that house. I looked it up, and somebody did the fucking renovation where they paint everything dark blue with gold finishes and stuff, which is really sad because it was so beautiful, and that house was absolutely haunted.
Yeah.
But it was never anything that I saw. It was always just like hearing, you know?
Like a creak.
In the middle of the night, you hear like your name being called, or you hear like a door shut and nobody's home, and you like hear the floor creaking all night long, like somebody's walking up the stairs. But nothing, I never saw anything.
Yeah.
So.
If you've ever seen anything, let us know.
Yeah, I want to know.
I want to know. I want to go down that rabbit hole. It's like, I don't think we'll have time to do it.
Well, I want to know how many people out there like actually see something.
Yeah, see something, like legitimately they see something. It could not be anything else.
Yeah.
This is not a trick of the light.
No.
You saw something.
You saw a full-bodied person. There is, and I want to do an episode on it, but on one of the Reddit threads that we're on, there's a lot of paranormal pictures and videos and stuff of people being like, what is this? And I want to do an episode where we like watch all of them or go through all of them.
Yeah.
Not all of them, obviously. There are
Every
thousands.
single. We're going to be there till we die.
Things. I. Things. I. Things. I.
I always wanted a cute dollhouse when I was a kid, but I only ever had like the Barbie ones, or like Polly Pocket, but I never got like a big dollhouse.
Yeah, I wanted a big dollhouse. I had like a Fisher-Price dollhouse, and then I had a Hamtaro. It's like a dollhouse, but all the toys were little hamsters.
Oh, that's cute.
It was so freaking cute.
I wanted one of the dollhouses that on 13 going on 30.
Yep.
I wanted her dollhouse that Maddie made her so bad.
I would still take that dollhouse,
I still would too. And
Yeah.
I'd put little sparkles on it. 30, flirty, and thriving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be my 30th birthday party theme.
Cute.
Yeah.
Super cute.
30, flirty, and thriving.
Yeah, that movie and the entirety of Sex and the City. In my head, 30s is not a scary.
Yeah, because that's all what it is.
Yeah, it's all 30s. And I'm like, why are you guys so
Why are you
stressed?
freaking out?
Like,
Yeah. I hate the videos of people going up to other people on college campuses and being like, how old is old? And people are like, anyone born in the 90s. And I'm like,
shut up.
I'm 27 years old.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. I was watching this thing this morning while I was getting ready about, I think every generation has a big fear of aging. But as a millennial, I will say, first off, you stop making fun of us. Second off, I feel like Gen Z is more scared of aging.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting to watch when inevitably you do hit your 30s. I think there's going to be a few people crashing out from that. But it's not that bad. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like your 20s with more money.
I'll crash out when I get to my 40s if
That's
we're
how
all
I
still
feel.
alive.
Yeah. I feel like 40s will hit a little harder for me. 50s might hit a little harder. 60s, retirement, baby, rolling out. Maybe.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah.
What do you think this was? Like,
This?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what kind of haunting do you think it was? Do you think it was an actual little girl? Do you think it was something else? What do you think?
Do they say how old they were?
They just said that when they were a kid.
Okay. Because I know as a kid, there are some things I swore I saw, and there's no fucking way that actually happened. Like, I swore that my Simba lion doll, if I moved it just the right way, totally walking. No.
Okay, well that's different though.
Yeah. It was like real strong imagining.
Yeah.
So I want to know how old they were. Because if you really think it's haunted, what if, you know what I think it was? This is going to be patent pending. This is a movie about an imaginary friend that's like trying to like break the barrier, like a true imaginary friend. And then she sees it, she's like, what the fuck? I don't want to see you anymore. That's what I imagine it is. But I never really had an imaginary friend, so I didn't have an experience like this.
Yeah, I didn't either. I played imaginary a lot, but I never had an imaginary friend. But I would play on the playground and be like, and like shooting lasers out of my hands or like doing spells, and I'm like, I'm conjuring a big windstorm.
Oh, yeah.
And like my friend would be like, oh, yeah, fall. Yeah, that kind of thing, kid
Yeah,
things.
kid stuff.
Yeah. I see a big old comment there. What's that?
Yeah. So this person asked the same question that we asked after reading it. They said, wait, what? Your mom knew about it? And what did she mean by you didn't have to see them anymore? I want more info. That is so scary. And they respond, she did. I don't have any explanation for that. My mom, as many problems as I have with her, is a very intuitive person. She probably has some level of ability to see dead people, quote unquote, as well, but I don't know. Later in life, she shared with me an experience she had in the same room. My sister and I were both in pageants as kids, Southern mom in the 90s. My older sister wanted to wear a pageant dress out for dinner, and my mom told her no and to take it off. She continued getting herself ready, and out of the corner of the eye, she saw my sister dart down the hallway into the bedroom, still wearing the dress. She came out saying, I told you to take off that dress. Only to find the bedroom empty. My sister is waiting in the living room with the rest of the family, wearing a sweater and jeans. Years on, a family friend came to pick up their daughter that we were babysitting. She was talking to my mom with her friend in the back hallway. All of a sudden, she turned around and said, I see you, thinking her daughter was creeping up behind to scare her. There was nothing when she turned around. When her daughter and I came out of the TV room, she had a full-blown panic attack. She swore up and down that she saw a little girl behind her. She never brought her kid back to play after that. So, safe to say, we had a little ghost or something. My mom probably had more experiences with her than anyone else in the house. Oh, they do say my mom seems to be a conduit for those kinds of experiences. Sorry, Bettina, I bring you up in almost every episode. What was Bettina just talking about at our book club picnic? How, like, her mom invites certain things, and it always comes in the form of a little girl.
Yes, but I don't want to butcher what she said, so I don't want to try.
Yeah.
But
yeah, basically.
I wonder if that is like a mother thing.
Yeah.
Like, especially a mother of daughters. Mm-hmm. If it's kind of like a stress thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a
mother.
Also, I don't have a brain, so I I have a brain, I guess, but I have one cell, and he's working overtime all the time. But
I'm just imagining a little hamster running so fucking fast.
it's like literally dying. There's nothing left on its body.
It's like running. It's just like.
It's just constantly throwing up because it's so overworked. It's skeleton. It's so sad. It's almost rabid at this point because it hasn't had contact or food or water for so long.
Poor little hamster.
Poor little hamster. But I would be curious to know from people who study the brain if it is something that's like, or maybe it is a ghost thing and ghosts take form of little girls to moms easier.
Yeah, if you're a
Because
mom and it
if you're a
knows you have
mom.
little girls.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's, like, different, not always ghosts. They'll try to find a form that is most acceptable to the person.
Yeah.
So
they
it
don't
could
seem as
be
scary.
cats and different things like that. That's why you're not supposed to pet a cat in a cemetery because it could be something else entirely.
I didn't know that.
I learned that on a ghost tour in Charleston. We were going around. It was more of a history tour.
Yeah.
But we went by a cemetery, and there was a cute little cat. And the guy's like, don't touch it. He got very serious. And he's like,
Interesting.
it's like squirrels, cats, even dogs in a cemetery. You're not supposed to pet it because then it'll transfer to you.
See, now I'm just thinking about that guy that we talked about who tried to conjure a demon. I really need to look him up because
I don't know what happened.
I really want to know what happened. And
He's just sitting in a cemetery petting all the cats. He's like, come on.
He's covering himself in catnip. He still has a Ouija board out. He's talking. He has all of his candles lit. He's doing blood rituals. There's cats all over him. Crows cawing in the sky. Come on! Why are you waiting? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
All the demons are sitting around him, and they're like, "Hey, this guy is like
I don't want that one.
weird. I don't know if I want his body. Maybe we go somewhere else." But
I think there's another cemetery around the corner. Do you guys want to try that one?
Yeah.
This is that girl scaring that man when she looks for her cat.
oh my god.
They're like, maybe not this one either.
Oh. Anyway.
But yeah, that's my thought. Like, what if it is either an imaginary friend trying to make a friend, or a demon that appears as little girls because it knows your mom has little girls and would accept them. Not that you asked me what it was, or I guess a ghost.
Or what if it's like a paradigm and it's another girl playing with her dollhouse in a different timeline,
Ooh, I like this.
and she is moving her stuff around, and the other girl like looks down and sees her through.
Yeah, and she's peeking over and
portal.
she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like a time paradox. They're same, one and the same. It's
I like
thing
that
where you
theory.
Put the pencil through the yeah.
Patent this. We make a movie where you think it's imaginary friends, but it really is paradigm time slips and it keeps happening.
That'd be scary.
So they would have imaginary friend.
yeah.
Like, hey, why
What
are you
if
here
you're
again?
fake?
I might be. I have
I can touch you. So
that doesn't mean I'm not an NPC. You know? Do you ever think about that sometimes?
I do. I thought about that a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, a ton when I was a kid.
I have heard that this is a lot with like neurodivergent people, but thinking that you're like the only person, or,
Yeah.
like, and you're like all of these other people aren't actually real, and they're all like made up by your own brain.
Yeah.
Kind of, and you're just like, you're a blob living in space, essentially, and everything is made up.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Like, I know this is going to make me sound like an asshole, but I'd never had the thought that maybe someone wouldn't like me because I was like, no one else is real.
I don't know how that I'm like, everybody hates me.
I was the most Leo a Leo could be. I'm like, in my world that I made up in my brain. Now we're good.
Yeah. See, I feel like I'm the Leo, but in the opposite way, is I'm like, everybody's looking at me because they hate me.
No, I'm like, everyone's
And
looking at me
nobody's
because
looking at me.
as they should be.
Yeah, fair.
No one is looking at me.
Yeah, I'm like, nobody's ever looking at me, but here I am. I'm like, I think people are watching me when I'm by myself.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I think like very like Truman Show is happening.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm like, I may be completely by myself, but there's somebody.
I'm never
somewhere. Yeah.
By myself, not alone.
No. No. It's always really hard when I want to. So.
Yeah. It does. It's like under the blanket.
Yeah. Well, even under the blanket, I'm like, somebody's in here watching me.
Yeah.
Somebody knows what I'm doing.
I feel like reality shows didn't help that thought.
Yeah.
Because they do just like put cameras places and then you can just see them existing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's how it is in the show That Is My Life that people watch.
Mm-hmm. I used to want to be on Love Island
Yes.
so bad.
Really?
I was like, I was born to go on Love Island. I
Yeah.
would be so good on Love Island. And then I really think about it, and I'm like, no, you would not be. You
Yeah.
would hate it. You'd actually go crazy. You'd probably go into a psychosis because
Yeah.
being around all of those people 24/7 and having your movements and what you say and what you do monitored 24/7.
Yeah.
And you're constantly socializing. You don't have any space for yourself, any space to decompress. You're in the same room while you go to sleep. You're in the same room to shower. You're in the same room to do everything.
Yeah.
I'd go crazy. Absolutely insane.
Yeah. I think me in my early 20s could have handled it.
Yeah.
Now, no desire.
Yeah. I
I'm
think
too sleepy.
21 I might have been able to because I was
yeah.
really...
That's borderline what I was doing anyway.
If you enjoyed that little story, be sure to watch the full episode here.
And make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazzy.
Jazzy? I see what you did there. Wait, what was that?